So maybe you're noticing already that Plasticity is becoming the go-to 3D modeling software, and in this tutorial you will learn how to create absolutely amazing design details just in a few minutes and improve your designs to completely new levels. And I just wanted to mention that I just launched my new all-in-one Plasticity 3D modeling course. So if you are new and you are stuck at the beginner level and you just don't know how to progress, this course is for you. It will teach you all the key techniques and workflows that you need to excel in your plasticity journey very fast. So first link in the description, check it out, and let's jump into our tutorial. First of all, link in the description, or just type in Google Tesla Model M from James Gawley. Amazing concept design here. So you can check it out or try to model that on yourself or something. And let's start here with our project file. And guys, you can download this file and do this. Don't just watch it. So in order to learn the most, you have to implement what I'm showing you here. Perfect. So I've just prepared here already our base. So everything is symmetric, and yeah, this is how I would proceed and all that kind of stuff. And what we will do, as I explained already, we will create this design here. So this holds, which looks pretty cool and which is also pretty simple. So let's check it out. So first of all, you see we have our main body here, and then we have this hole. And again, we just have to look at the reference image and where we have edges. So we have like 3 times all of those cuts, which are always getting smaller, smaller and smaller, and which are going inside. So again, it's always about just looking and understanding the reference image. So once we have that, we want to cut out our first shape here, the biggest one. And we will do this by creating spline curves. If we just try to paint the curve here, you see it's going inside and it's intersecting with the body, and I don't like, and you also can't see it very well. So a very nice trick is if you just create a line, Shift A, so somewhere here, and now press E for extrude and F for freestyle, and you just drag it out here a little bit, so you get this a face. And now in object mode, select this face, and with GG, just bring it here into the middle. And now bring this one here to the front. Okay, you will see why in a second. It's super helpful. Because now face mode, select this face and just press spacebar. So you get a temporary construction plane. And this plane you can save. So I did that already, but you will get here custom plane 0. Because now press tab, delete this sheet. Because if you click now, double click here, you have now a custom plane. So you see this plane is just now in the front. So what we can do again, just double click and spacebar, so you are 100% aligned. Because now if we use the control point curve, I have it on Shift F. So I will use control point curve, again, Shift F. And if I press control, you see now I can snap to custom plane. So this is very helpful. So right click, and now you see this curve is just here at the front. So we can work much, much better with it. So again, let's first of all just create here the shape. And again, Shift F, control point curve. And I will just snap to this point and snap somewhere here and somewhere here, and we'll just adjust the point. So we are just following here our shape here. Just to speed things up a little bit, I will just fast forward because it's always here the exact same process. So again, spend a little bit of time with the curvatures and stuff. So you get just nice dynamic and aesthetics. And you see we have here all of our curves perfectly aligned and we can see them. And now just alt click to all of those edges to select them, press J, so we have just one curve now. And now we want to give it here some bevels. So just press 1 and just go one by one. Don't select all at once because then it will just not look good. So just go where you have corners and select every point one by one to have full control over the shape. And so let's just do it quickly. Here where you have a large angle between those edges, the bevels are usually a little bit bigger. That just looks good from a design perspective. So you see we have a very nice curve here. And now what we want to do is we just want to imprint that. And for that, I have a shortcut Shift-1 because I optimized everything for my left hand. So search for imprint, here Shift-1. If you want to use the same shortcuts as I'm using, and I tell you they are very optimized in my opinion, below this video you find a collection of PDFs where you will learn everything about surface modeling, what this is, like G1, continuity, what that all means, and also a special PDF sheet where I have all of my shortcuts so you can follow along. Again, in the description you can download them. So Shift-1, I will imprint this curve onto our save, right click. So now you see we have here this curve imprinted. And now what I want to do is I want to create now this inner shape here. But I want to use this inner shape so it's the same curvature and the same face as here, this main surface here. Because it will just look better, and you will, so just follow along, you will see what I mean in a second. But what we want to do is we will select those faces here and press Alt-J to unjoin, because now we have this face separate. And we can just bring that a little bit inward. So again, you have to adjust how deep it is and all that stuff. So, but just for the tutorial, we'll just bring it, somewhere here, because now we can create again those curves and then imprint them onto this surface, and we will have the same curvature here, and you will see it will look pretty nice. So again, go to the front view, double click here on the custom plane and Shift F. And again, let's create the shape here. And just experiment a little bit around here, but I will again just fast forward. So press 1 in points mode and just adjust all of the points here. And again, Alt click and join, and let's give all of those points a nice little fillet. Perfect. And again, curve is selected, Shift-1 or imprint onto the surface, and you see that just looks already amazing. Right click and delete the surface here around because we don't need it. Shift X, and let's hide this curve here. Perfect. So now comes the very interesting part, which I enjoy always the most in surface modeling. So here now you see we have to connect here this piece that we just created and this outer piece with this big large surfaces, and they look at some point straight, so it will be G0. And here we don't have continuity, but we have a little bit of rounding. And again, if you don't understand the terms that I'm using, everything is explained in the PDF collection here. But let's just create, because just why not create everywhere a little bit of a curve. So let me hide that image. So we want to loft those edges here, right? But you see, if we make a G0, it just looks a little bit boring. So we have to create all around guiding curves where we will squeeze in the surface kind of, right? So let's do that by Shift A, creating a line, and always go here to the points, so to the endpoints of the bevel. So from here to here. So obviously in this example, it's very simple, right? Because we used the same shape. So those points on those edges are everywhere the same. So in this example, it's very simple, but sometimes, you have on some loop less points or more points than the other loop, and then you have really just experiment a little bit around. But so let's continue here. So again, just create Shift A and go to this point. And again, it's just a quick tutorial, so it might be not perfect. So sometimes you have to bring in the curve to somewhere here and create those lofts a little bit differently, so you get a nice shape. But let's just see what we will get and just make some small adjustments. So again, I will just connect first of all of those points here with each other with the Shift A line, and then let's see what we will get. Okay, so I have something like that, but they are all straight, right? And we want a little bit of a curve. So again, select all of those roundings, and just press Shift S and Shift S to subdivide them a few times. And now in points mode, just select those middle points. And again, that needs much more adjustment than in this quick tutorial here, but just go to the front view and just bring them a little bit out. So you see, you just get here a little bit of a nice rounding, which I like. So let's do that with them all, and don't go too crazy. Just make this a little bit. And of course, if you work on personal projects or something, or on your own projects, always spend more time with that. But honestly, it looks like, because of the reflection, it looks very like that those ones on the left are straight and just these big ones here are rounded. So I will maybe add here also a little bit of rounding, but everything else I will just leave as is. And now let's connect everything, and this might be tricky because we have a lot of stretching ongoing here. But just to keep things simple, let's select those and loft them, and now shift click and tap so it's G0. And what I like to start with, it's a lot of experimentation. There is no exactly right or wrong. It's just you work with the model, but I like to start most of the time here with the large curves and edges. So I will select those curves here and press L to loft, and now shift add to those edges here and tap so it's G0. And you see we get a beautiful surface here with some rounding. So let's do the same here again. Select first the long ones and loft, shift, tap so it's G0. And you see we are already getting here a little bit of some squeezing, but let's just try to work with that. And now we can delete those curves and press 4 and select all of those surfaces and join, because now we can just work better with that. And now let's try to loft those faces, shift, again, tap, so it's everywhere G0. But here where we have this smooth surface, we want, most of the time G1. So we have continuity, so it's smooth. And if we join everything, you see we get a pretty nice surface as we have here. But again, it's, the quick solution. So I would do it as good as I can. That would take much more time, but I would just experiment a little bit with the position of the curves to just get a better, smoothing here. But again, that's just the technique and workflow that I'm showing you here. And here again, let's select both of those edges and loft them and press tab so it's G0. And now just add those ones here. And again, the long ones here with G0 and here as well. So select those and those. Here it might be trickier. So it's G0, but okay, it will work. And now delete or hide all of those curves here. So we can select the edges, and you see that looks already fine, and press 4 and join everything. And now just again, let's loft everything here. Tap, everything is G0 and add here G1 and G1. If you press 4 and join again everything, you see you have a nice connection. And here also it looks very, very sharp. So this is fine. We could make it much smoother and all that stuff and again break it down, but it looks here even in the reference. But this is super fine here. So let's do those ones here as well. Those look pretty good because you see it's very simple. And here again. And once you have that, press 4 again. You are in object mode. Select all the surfaces and join. So you just have one nice surface. And if we bring it here to the other side, you see we get really cool result here. And let's continue by creating now this inner shape here, and again create some lofts which go inside. But here you see that looks pretty sharp, so let's do that. And first of all, I want again this surface here. So you could also make it straight, but I think that just looks better. Again, select this face and Alt J, and this one you can bring in here very close to the middle. And okay, maybe let's make it a little bit straight. So something like that. And again, go front view, double click here, custom plane, and again, Shift F, Control Point Curve, and let's create here our shape in the middle. So that looks great. Again, Alt click, join. So you have one curve and press 1 and give it here our last bevels. So that looks good. And again, Shift 1 or imprint onto this surface, and let's hide those curves. And let's select all those surfaces, Shift X to delete it. And you see now it will be much sharper here. And those surfaces, yeah, they look a little bit round for me, but pretty straight. So just because it will be the exact same process with the curves. So you can give it a little bit of rounding, but here it's fine if I will just make it with G0. So we don't have then even to create any curves in this example, because yeah, that is also why I want to show it to you. So we can just directly take those edges and just loft them, but you see without continuity here. So G0 everything. And again, I just like to start with the long ones and don't use those bevels here. So we have something like that. And again, press 4, join everything. And because when it's joined, so we could loft it, or you can just press edge mode and alt click and select all of them and patch. So I have it on Shift 3, again, super fast with the left hand, everything you find in the PDF collection. And then we can just, yeah, do it this way, and you see it works beautifully, and it's even faster if we would loft it. So sometimes, again, it's what I'm teaching you here in my courses and in my tutorials is the general workflows and techniques, just to cover as much as possible situations. So you're just equipped with that, and you can use it always on your own, right? So the same as here. So here we could either use patch or loft. In this simple example, it works, everything fine, but sometimes you just have to experiment with different techniques. So yeah, I will just patch all of our holes here, and always here make sure it's G1, so it's just a little bit smooth. And we get something like that. And now just to close everything, we have to, because yeah, we can't symmetry it over right now at the moment, so we just have to bring this surface here in the middle. Or what you could do is also, yeah, I don't know, but no, that looks straight, so forget it. So Alt click in edge mode and select this edge and Shift D to duplicate, because now we can extrude and press F and just, yeah, snap here to the Y axis and just drag that out a little bit. So you're intersecting here in the middle. Delete this curve, create a new line, Shift A from top to bottom. And now with this curve, we can cut our surface here and delete it and delete the curve. And again, press 4, object mode, because this way you can select faces. Select everything, join, and go out of the custom plane. And if you press Alt X and you just bring that over to the other side, you see we have our details, but of course you have to experiment with the distances and all that kind of stuff. If you like surface modeling and what I showed you here, I just launched my all-in-one 3D modeling course for Plasticity, and you will learn how to create this motorcycle completely from scratch. We will create this body and then all of those separate objects one by one. You will learn how to create professional, perfectly aligned fillets and much more. So you will get this motorcycle, plus you will get tons of bonus courses, how you can maximize your learning and efficiency, shortcuts. Also, you will learn how to use Midjourney AI to create photorealistic images in seconds, so you can implement that in your workflow for create concepts, design, and all that kind of stuff. Also, I will explain to you everything with practices about tangency, continuity, and yeah, you can just check it out. First link in the description. It's a huge course which covers everything in plasticity 3D modeling. So if you're a beginner or intermediate, you can definitely check it out. So you will be able to create your own concepts and 3D models. First link in the description, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.